next level.
Hello, good morning, good afternoon, good evening, wherever you are in the world. This is Coach Tiffany Parra with Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, elevating your mind, body, and spirit. We are taking center stage today on the Own It Publishing platform. And today, we are going to talk about resilience. I have my girl, Terry J. Walker. She's going to join me this morning. Let me go ahead and bring her on in. What's going on, Terry J?
What's going on? You in the gym?
Look, I had to really just have y'all envision me in the gym, because the gym right now has been my space to really tap into the resilience behind the healing process. Because I'm going to tell you, Tara, I have been suffering from a back injury, and it has taken me a little over a year to recover from this, and to go from not being able to get out of bed. I couldn't even bend down to tie my shoes. I mean, sleeping was not happening. I was losing sleep with all the pain that I was, going through and experiencing. And it was really awful, but I had to just stay resilient, and just keep pushing through. And that's what this segment is all about today, is being able to stay the course, because you know what? We're all here for a purpose. We're all here on a mission in life, and we got to tap into that resilience that's going to help us to get to the other side and just get to the end of our journey. So
You are. Girl, you are on it all the time. You're on it. I just love you, Tiff. I do.
Sure.
And I think resilience is such an important topic, that and just the word alone, I do a lot of teaching corporate trainings on resilience too, even resilience for parenting and all of those types of things. And so I am so happy to be here with you again to discuss this very important word, this topic. It's something that I think a lot of us actually kind of forget about. And I want to bring it back out to the forefront, because it's something that we all need to think about and learn from. Mark Twain had a quote and said there were two of the most important days in your life. And those days were the day you were born and the day you find out why.
Wow.
Because we all have a purpose for being here. And we all have our peaks and valleys, our successes, our pitfalls, and all of those types of things. But when we end up in that pitfall or that lower vibration, we've talked a lot about vibration, are we able to become more resilient and pull ourselves back up? Are we able to say, why am I here? Because we're all here for a reason or a purpose. Right. And even the term resilience itself actually is how well you're able to deal with and bounce back from the adversities or difficulties in life.
Right.
And you've done it. I've done it. We've all done it.
Right.
But are we keeping that in our mindset to say, I am resilient. I am becoming more resilient. I'm willing to grow and to find that purpose, that passion, that resilience, and to come back from those adversities. I know you're going to talk a little bit about with your back, but even for me, I've had a lot of grief and loss and been knocked down. And even Les Brown said, when you get knocked down, be sure and fall on your back so you can look up to get up. But are we willing to do those things? Do we remember those things?
Right. And I think we forget those things because we get caught up in just life, right? And it's just going, 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 and you're going, 1,000 miles an hour, and you're just living. It's like you're surviving instead of thriving,
Yes. Yes.
and we're stuck there.
Yes. We're
And
just going through the motions, whether we're in grief or loss or pain or even physical ailments and pain. We're just going through it. But are we willing to take the time to say, how can I grow through this? What are some tips, tricks, tools of the trade of having resilience? But I'm going to let you go ahead and share your story, even about your back and how to even become more resilient just from things like that.
Thank you, thank you. And it's tough. I mean, especially when you're dealing with a physical ailment, right? Because you're in a lot of pain a lot of
Yes.
times, and pain can tend to just take over just everything with people,
Yes.
right? And for me, it was like, you know what? I'm not going to allow the pain to direct how I'm going to live my life. I'm going to get over this. Even when I went and they said, okay, you've got a bulge disc and you have a pinched nerve. Okay, well, I know that there's other ways besides surgery, which I know you're about to say. And you've already been pointing,
I've
pushing
already done
these
it.
pain meds at me. And I'm like, no, so for me, I had to tap into my spiritual
Mhm.
for the resilience. I had to start praying and meditating on my whole situation. And that's when, some opportunities, some things kind of came my way. I met a few individuals, and it was like, okay, this person's been through 6 surgeries. They haven't used any pain meds. And I was just talking to people and hearing their story and then their testimony of getting to the other side, and it gave me hope. So I really just did some research on things and did what some of the doctors told me to do. After they got the MRI done and said, hey, this is, some of the things you need to do, that I took out what I needed. I said,
Yes.
okay, physical therapy, yes, learning how to stretch and do all those things and get the muscles and things that I have weakened in the last year stronger. Yes. Surgery? No, 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 not so much. Pain medications that are gonna get me all wonky and nasty? No, 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 not so much. And I just stuck to that course, and things started kind of just coming my way. I was introduced to PEMF, which is pulse electromagnetic field therapy. I started utilizing that, and the person said consistency is everything. You're
Yes.
going to have to use this thing over and over again for you to get the results. I rented it. I did what she said to do. I use it over and over again every single day. And I mean, every single day. I was waking up in the middle of the night to use this thing as well, just laying on the mat, and did not miss, a PT, kept doing the stretches at home, started going back to the gym so I could have more of the, equipment and things that they had there, so I could start, using some of the machines and things. And now, I mean, I've got the doctors going, what the heck? Because
Yes.
they're like, if you have all this going on in your back, and this is what the MRI says, you should be asking for pain medication. You should be, in excruciating pain. And how are you able to do this, that, and the other? Well, because I stuck to it,
Yeah.
and I listened to my body, and I kept my faith and that resilience. I mean,
Yeah.
it's everything, Tara. It's
It is
everything.
everything. And I think a lot of times we forget about that. We forget about just the term, or the importance of how can how can I come back better and stronger than ever before? People who are resilient, that it doesn't mean that they don't have difficulties in life or that
Right.
they don't have pressures, but they also aren't the people that are, that some people might say, well, you just look at everything through rose colored glasses. You're not even in the real world. Well, that's not what resilience means either. It
Mm-mm.
means that people who are resilient can handle those pressures. What am
Right.
I to learn from this? How can I grow from it? And they
Right.
maintain a more positive outlook with having some tips, tricks, tools of the trade, if you will, by taking the time to work through this.
Right.
I've worked in the medical field, I've worked in the mental health field, I've worked in the medical field, and so often we want to quick fix.
Yeah. Right.
Fix it. I don't
Right.
care what you got to do, doc. Just fix it. Give me some pills, give me some surgery, give me whatever, just fix it.
Right.
Give me some
Right.
salve, whatever the case may be. But that's not fixing it. That's
No.
band-aiding it.
Band-aid.
But are we willing to dive a little deeper, to research a little more, and to have that willingness, as I told you on my acronym is LNT, to learn new things, to learn
Yeah.
new things about ourselves, to learn new things about our mindset, and to get more in tune with our body and what we need to do. And those are some things that we can begin to understand even about resilience.
Right.
Because people who are resilient, you've heard the term, you're either heading to a storm, you're in a storm, or you're coming out of a storm. That's
Right.
just part of life.
Yeah.
But are you going to be the same person coming out of that storm that went into that storm? Because if you are, likely some way, somehow, you're going to repeat it. Or
Right.
you can head into that storm. You can use that storm as a way to grow, and you can come out of that storm stronger,
Yes.
wiser, and more resilient than you were before you went into the storm.
Absolutely. Absolutely. And see, and it's so crazy because now, like for myself as a personal trainer, I'm going through this and I'm meeting all these new personal or physical therapists that they're young,
Yeah.
and here I am, what am I, Gen X, Gen Z? I don't even know anymore. But, they're a lot younger. I mean, I'm 48 years old. I'm pushing 50, and I've got this 20 some odd year old physical therapist that's working with me, and he's giving me all these new awesome ideas on what I can bring to my own clients, as I'm, now as I have been, gotten to a better point, I'm healed, I'm moving good. Now, you know what? I have clients that have the same type of, issues. So that has helped to strengthen me as a coach. In addition to strengthening my body and healing my body, I now
Yes,
can be a better resource for someone else, which is just amazing.
absolutely. And that's how we do. You and I both want to help people to grow. And that's how we help people to move to their greatest, truest, highest, and best self. Why?
Absolutely.
Because we've been there, done that. I mean, you're a coach, I'm a coach. We all have, but I teach what I learn and I learn what I teach. And that's how we give and take and we learn from one another and have that willingness to learn and be more flexible and more open and understand that everything does not have to be fixed or band-aided by a pill or surgery. Now I'm not saying that is what we all need to do because
Mhm.
there are times that we do need medications and things like that.
Right.
But we
Absolutely.
can still have that resilient mindset to help us to continue to grow and to move forward by practicing. People who have resilience have certain key traits. And one is that they have a sense of purpose.
Right.
And you
Yeah.
stated that yourself. You've got
Mhm.
a sense of purpose that you've grown through this and you're helping others who are in kind of the same boat. And
Right.
that's how we
Yeah.
learn, that's how we teach, and that's how we
Absolutely.
help one another. That we believe in ourselves. People who are resilient, they have a sense of purpose, but they also have self confidence and they believe in their self, their unique skills and abilities, their capabilities. They're willing to continue to grow and nurture themselves and be more optimistic. And here's a biggie, they're willing to embrace change.
Yes, that's huge.
Woo! Because
That's
there's
huge.
no change. But
Because people don't want to change, dear. People don't want
no,
to change. They want to stay in their box, in their comfort zone. And, change is bad, but change is not bad. Change is excellent. Change is so good.
everything's changing all the time, whether we realize it or not.
Right.
Tim, you and I were not in the same bodies we were when we were 5 or 15 or 30. And some of us even on older. We're not in the same bodies. Our bodies changed.
Right.
Storms come and go, physical storms, it thunders, it lightnings, it rains, and then the sun comes out. That's
Right.
change. Day turns to night, night turns to day. That's change.
Yeah.
We have relationships that we meet or that we leave or that
Yeah.
leave us. That's change.
Yeah.
All
Yeah.
these things are always changing. And so even having that willingness to understand that things are always changing and embracing change is one of the key traits of people who are more resilient, because they have that optimistic. It won't be like this forever.
Right.
Even though sometimes it may seem that way, it won't always be this way. This too shall
pass. It all does. It all does, So we're gonna have to cut to a quick commercial break. I want to just keep going, but we'll have to cut to a quick commercial, and we will be right back talking about some resilience, y'all. All right, and we are back. That was Upscale Business, Online Business Solutions. This is Tiffany Parra with Phoenix Fitness Fanatics Magazine, and we've got Terry J. Walker in the house today. We are talking about finding that resilience within and how to really just, tap into that, because we all go through some things in life. And, you're seeing some people get to that complete breakdown. And you have some that are really rising to the occasion and really stepping into that power and purpose,
Exactly.
because they really understand how to navigate through this. And it can be tough, it definitely can.
And it's a practice. It's something that we all have to learn. We're not born resilient.
No.
But I will tell you too, the kids are more resilient because they understand change, and they are more optimistic, and they're more positive, and they believe in themselves because they don't know anything else to do. Even young children. And these are things, if we're providing them with love and acceptance and all of that kind of stuff, we are actually helping them to become more resilient. When a child is learning to walk and they're starting to take their first steps and they fall, and what usually happens is they start crying.
Right.
And we don't say, "Get up, you little dummy."
Right.
We don't say that, but we encourage them it's going to be okay. We dry away their tears, and we encourage them to get up, and we help them, and we encourage them along. And they become more resilient, and then they start laughing. But somewhere along the line, we lose some of that, and we stop encouraging others. We stop encouraging ourselves, because we all have falls. We're all going to rise, we're going to fall. But when we do fall, do we become even more critical of ourselves? Or do we become more accepting and less critical?
And I think it's all about the support system, right? It is definitely, who you surround yourself with, because you need those people that are going to build you up and let you help you to understand that everything is going to be okay. You can't do this journey alone. I mean, that's one thing. I mean, that's part of being resilient is being able to ask for the help, being able to accept the help, because a lot of us out there don't want to accept help because ego or whatever else, right? So I think that just this part of the journey is it's definitely having that support system is very, very important for sure.
Yes, and it is very important to have a support system. Are you someone who can be supportive of others? And do you have a support system who's going to be supportive of you? And do you
Right.
spend some time with that person? Whether it's a coach, whether it's a best friend, whatever, whether it's a parent or
Yeah.
whatever the case may be, are you taking the time to establish and build that relationship? Or even maybe even a social media group or tribes,
Mhm.
just like yours or mine, Inspire and Motivate, or whatever the case may be, in bridging the gap. Are you putting yourself in that, being more accepting, understanding that, and becoming less critical of yourself and others? Because when we criticize ourselves, very, very likely, we're very critical of everybody and everything else around
Right.
us, because what we put
Yeah.
out there is what is actually mirrored back to us.
Absolutely. It really is. Most definitely. Terry, I tell you, I love our conversations.
Oh, I don't, you never know where we're going to go, but I
No,
just
you
feel like
really
it's
don't. You
here.
really don't. I mean, and that's what I love about them, because our conversations are so authentic and just real about just life. And just navigating through it, which, I mean, life can be hard, again, we have trials, tribulations, so many different things. Again, we definitely want to make sure that we have that support. Now tell our audience just a little bit about the bridging the gap, because I know your bridging the gap program can definitely help some individuals that are really looking for some solutions on how to just bring this all together.
Well, in Bridging the Gap, I have a full course and it's downloadable so you can watch it at your convenience. And it's full training modules for parents and early child educators or educators of any kind, to help their kids for the emotional and self worth. But what it actually amounts to, too, is it's helping you to grow by watching these modules. What are you role modeling? What are you thinking? What are you saying? What are you doing? And how are you role modeling this for your children, whether it's in your classroom or even in your own home? And then that all correlates to even being able to spread that out, even in your workplace environment and even throughout your family. Because we talk very, very much about resilience, we talk about our emotions, we talk about even anxiety and stress and depression, and all of those things we know are on the rise and things that we need to learn
Yes.
to understand. We talk about communication and effective forms of communication. And we even talk about resilience, self esteem, even fear and limiting beliefs and
Mhm.
grief and loss, and the importance, my favorite topic of all, and you know what it is, but we even talk about the importance of gratitude and how that can help us, and even becoming more accountable and understanding and breaking our habits. So that's just a little taste of what all is in this course to help you and to help your children for their emotional and social health and well-being. So I'm very excited about it. And then we're going to build out on that. And not only if you go through the course, we
Mhm.
are building a community called Bridging the Gap.
Nice.
And we're
Yeah.
going to even be providing in that community live monthly webinars where I'm going to bring in panelists and such as yourself. I'll probably bring you in there, and we're
Yes,
going to
I'm
do live
there.
Q&As and panelists on growth, and even neurodiversity is something that's very big, and I'm going to bring in some experts and panelists for that. And so not only will you be in the course, but you're going to have access to that community for further questions and answers, and even live trainings and webinars throughout, continuing on.
Oh, that's excellent, Terry. That is so excellent. I love the resources that you provide, people. So definitely tap into these resources, everyone, because if you really want to find just that balance in life, the resilience, tapping into that resilience to be able to just continue to push through, because we know life's hard. Life is not, it wasn't meant to be easy. So, you do want to definitely surround yourself with those positive, like minded people, and also tap into those resources. Now, Terry also has a show on MUPO TV, MUPO Entertainment, called the I Am Power Hour. So, talk about that a little bit, Terry, about the I Am Power Hour as well.
Well, and that is a big part of resilience with that show, because I got out and I wanted to learn more, but I also wanted to work with people and interview people who were helping others, who had come through those hard times and become resilient for themselves and are helping others to grow and be healthy as well, whether it's holistic health, whether it's emotional and mental health, whether it's dealing with animals that may be been abused, all of these things, even working with kids. So, all of these shows, and I even worked with one of the top, one of only 10 master firewalkers in the world, Lori Hudspeth, and did firewalking to break through those limiting beliefs. And I did it. She showed us how to do it. She is one of only 10 master firewalkers in the world. I have met a lot of great people. All of this came from resilience, because I'd been through a lot of grief and loss and sickness myself. And the
Yes.
fact that I made that effort to get out, to meet people, and to have the courage to rise and thrive and to help others to do the same. So, thank you for allowing me to talk just a little bit about the I Am Power Hour.
Yes, of course. Oh, I love everything that you're doing, Tara. I mean, the I Am Power Hour, it's great. I binge watched like as if I was on Netflix one day. I said, you know what, I'm gonna binge watch this one here, Terry J. And you have so many amazing just people and just amazing experiences that you go through on your show. So everyone, if you have not downloaded MUPO Entertainment, you can download it on your iOS or your Android device. Definitely do that and watch the I Am Power Hour as well with Terry J. Walker. Just amazing, very inspirational, and you will definitely, I feel like you'll be inspired to want to maybe firewalk yourself. I know for me, when I watched that, I was like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna do it. I want to do it.
Yes.
Like, yes.
And I will hook you up. So, yes, we will get you hooked up. We will get you there, because it helps to break through limiting beliefs, and it helps us to become more resilient. And even though maybe there are some people that I interviewed on there that have been numerous times, because we're always in a different place. Ooh, that again, things are always changing, but we're always in a different place, and we can always go through there just to help to break through those limiting beliefs, to become more resilient, to feel even better about ourselves. These are all things that we can do, but we all have a purpose and a passion and a reason why we're here. Are we
Yeah.
taking advantage of that, or are we being self loathing and critical of oneself, or having that resilience to make
Mhm.
that comeback and be stronger than we ever have been before?
Okay. Look, come on back, y'all. Come on back. Well, I just absolutely love having you on this show, Terry. I love having you in the Phoenix Fitness Fanatics family. Is
I
there
love it.
anything else that you would like to share with our audience before we close up today? How they can connect with you, how they can work with you? I know there's a lot of people out there that can definitely, glean off of everything that you have to offer. So let everyone know how they can connect with you.
You can find me at I am terryjwalker.com, and also go over to the Bridging the Gap page and check that out too. But go to I am terryjwalker.com. You can also find me on Facebook and social media, either under Terry J. Walker or Inspire and Motivate.I am. And I have a Facebook page on there as well. So there's a lot of ways that you can find me. And I love it. And I love talking about resilience. I love working with you. You are a very resilient person. Your audience is phenomenal. And I am very grateful for any time I get to talk and speak with you and work with my TNT buddy, Tiff and Terry.
Tiff and Terry, we are explosive, most definitely. Well, thank y'all so much for joining us today to chat a little bit about resilience. Hopefully, we gave you some inspiration on how to just tap into that inner hero so you can shine, just show up and show out in life. So, have an amazing, amazing day. Have an amazing week, amazing month, amazing close of the year, and we will see you next time. Take care.
Bye-bye.
Devil, 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 devil.